I have done it. I've consumed dairy products in the form of pizza and probably gimped my ability to speak for the rest of the evening, but that's fine. Because I get feeling that much like yesterday, I'm gonna end up not actually doing that much speaking today because it's time to return to King's Quest and see if I can actually get to the end of the game tonight. There's only the final episode left. And if my understanding is correct, I do believe that, based on what I've seen, it should be of similar length to the other episodes, because pretty much the only one that wasn't, or that was inordinately long compared to the others was the first episode, but hold on. Since I do have this running, let me just abruptly interrupt the music that I have for the pre-stream and get into the game, which, you know, surprisingly, you can hear in spite of the fact that the window's not in focus, but I'd like to take that as a good sign. And today I will be using Input Mapper instead of DS for Windows as the other one. Because it's been working pretty well with this controller and the Bluetooth thing, for not having random disconnects. So hopefully I can continue to say that as the stream develops. Let's see. Let's reminisce on what happened in the other episodes, I guess. We got, apparently Graham's arrival in Daventry before any of the events of the actual King's Quest 1 took place. You got, a bunch of people being thrown in prison and tortured, and not really tortured, I guess, but just starved out. And death that does not actually persist, because I guess that would be too complex to fully integrate. Which, you know, doesn't really call back to anything specific from the old continuity. You got King's Quest 2 extremely condensed, and with different developments. You got the Ice Palace from King's Quest 5 extended into one episode with a different thing. I guess the Ice Palace from King's Quest 5 if took place before the actual plot of King's Quest 5 where Graham's family is kidnapped. But I get the feeling, you know, speaking of King's Quest 5, and given that we pretty much learned that one of the antagonists is basically the antagonist of King's Quest 5. And, you know, well, both of the major antagonists are basically involved in that. It's part of the motivation, but I get the feeling that that's gonna be also going to be evoked in this fifth episode, so just get right into it, I suppose. As I try to not have more voice cracks than I need to because of my...
xylophone certainly sounds like a charming ruckus.
What do you call it? My inability to draw breath properly, let's put it that way.
To be remembered by. One final adventure for future generations to share. Surely, my dear friend, you can relate to that. Oh, hello, Gwendolyn. Come on in.
Where did your friend go?
Why, he's right behind you, keeping warm by the fire.
There's no one there.
Not to worry, he'll be back. Always bouncing in and out, that one, like a slingshot.
Grandpa, we need to talk.
Of course, sweetheart. What'll it be? Dragons, treasure, love stories.
We need to talk about this.
I see. Come here. I am so sorry. I should have told you when I had the chance.
I'm just not ready for you to go.
Listen to me. I am not leaving you. Not yet. The mirror promised me one final adventure.
But the doctors, they said...
Has the magic mirror led us astray before? I'll be here for one more adventure, no matter what any doctor says.
So, where's this adventure taking place?
I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be grand. One for the tapestries of time. I was thinking Serenia, or a family trip back to Tanalorr.
Grandpa, you can't even get out of bed.
Oh, I can get out of bed all right, just saving up my strength.
I need to know why.
Why? I thought it would be nice to have an adventure outside these walls with the whole family.
No, not that. I need to know why the doctors can't fix you. There has to be a magical fruit that can cure you, or a spell to extend your life. I just can't believe that you're only suffering from old age.
Take a seat. There are a few more stories I have yet to share.
That makes mention of Serenia, which is where King Swiss 5 takes place, so
As long as I can remember,
guessing that's yet another nod.
had a way of finding me. But as I grew older, I had to find adventure for myself.
Sweetheart, are you sure you need to go out questing for trouble at our ripe old age?
Darling, this old hat may be tattered, but it's not ready to be hung up yet.
I know. I know. As long as you're living, you'll be working to make Daventry perfect. But what's the point of working so hard if we never can enjoy it? We still haven't watched a single sunset from the Rose Garden.
But there's still so much to do, love. I need to stay sharp. I just don't want my legacy to fizzle out like King Edward's.
Do what you like. I know I won't be able to convince you otherwise.
I probably should have stayed back and watched that sunset, but I had adventure on my mind. Perhaps there was another lost treasure to recover, or a unicorn to be rescued. Oh, if I was lucky, a hideous beast would be terrorizing the kingdom.
Well, we got the whole throne room perspective from the old games. Let's see. I guess it's also kind of a, this whole setup is kind of a nod to, like they mentioned, the backstory for King's Quest 4, where Graham's dying and then Rosella needs to go into some magical land to get the fruits for him, but then after she does that, he just magically gets better and is in perfect shape for the next game, which is King's Quest 5. Well, let's see.
You deserve a chance to celebrate your accomplishments.
I still had dreams and goals. Old age is no excuse for complacency.
So I guess maybe this is gonna be the last adventure. Gonna be another framing device rather than the present, I don't know. Not sure what I can expect at this point. Are all the guards retired?
It seems like only yesterday you taught my Harrow to fly. The town was always a good place to start an adventure. Perhaps I should start there.
I guess we're going back to the old locales from the first episode.
Wait, aren't you forgetting...
Huh? What was that?
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I guess the bridge trolls are either gone or he's forgetting them like, the narration says.
Amaya and I cleared out all the spiniferous thornweeds in the backwoods and planted a lovely rose garden instead.
Wait, what happened to the snarling Snarlaxes? With purple eyes, blue glowing pupils, 6 legs, 3 claws, and 1 tooth.
They had to be crumbled. Ruin the castle's curb appeal, I'm afraid.
Several hunted to extinction, or maybe put through a big mulcher if what he says is actually true. Oh boy. Yeah, we're not gonna dwell on that though, I guess. Sure what this thing in the foreground is about. I vaguely remember that big rock having some kind of significance, but I don't know. Look all the way back here, but I don't know that there's a specific point to that. And if there's a chasm here, I guess. Oh, there's a bell. I guess this would be a place where maybe the bridge trolls would make their return appearance. Let's see. Oh, Svignadum. Guess that would be them over there.
He probably knows we don't have the croissant.
Where does he keep disappearing to?
I'm starting to question.
After Alexander returned, we sealed up the goblin holes.
Oh well.
It better come soon.
Even though the ones responsible for...
I'm sure he'll be back any second.
Well, I guess we're gonna try going up there first.
I'm getting tired of opening that door for him.
The one responsible for riling up the goblins against
I wish Ulfie would
the real family is like an individual acting. Manipulatively, I guess that ruins it for everyone.
The clang of that copper bell brought me right back to my younger days as a squire.
Hold on, Grandpa.
Yes, sweetheart?
It wasn't a bell.
Oh? And what was it?
Well, it was a horn that you had to blow to summon the bridge trolls, right?
A horn. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Forgive my momentary lapse of memory. The patch of fire impeded my path forward. A mere brain teaser to get my logic wheels spinning.
Yeah, I guess we can't just step forward and...
And that's why you should never smoke.
And witness that happen instantaneously. Alright. Yeah, it's kinda weird.
We have to let him in.
Do you remember the password after all this time? I don't know if I do.
Pilar, I don't know if I'd say it like that.
It's like a series of knocks.
He'd
Don't think I remember the rhythm, though. So the bridge trolls are present, and yet the first bridge that connects to the castle is apparently not a bridge troll bridge anymore. That's
probably knows we don't have the croissant.
the weird thing. If we come in here.
I'm sure
Years ago, if my memory serves me correctly, we redesigned that old meeting space into a...
I guess this could be anything, because we don't know that to be anything specific yet.
a commemorative fountain honoring every guard who ever served the kingdom of Daventry.
Right. Clearly this tangerine
Fountain was meant for every guard.
mixture will help me speak better.
I couldn't help shedding a tear for Larry every time I passed by.
Oh yeah, Manadan killed Larry, I guess. I guess this is pretty much a confirmation. But we didn't hear anything more about that since the last episode, did we? Because that's how the last episode began. Oh, I don't know. Is there anything to find
I
here?
remember those steps being a lot lower. I used to just whisk up and down them.
Steps. Can't remember us going up and down those steps before. Of course, I don't remember much about the first episode specifically like that at this point. We don't have anything in our inventory, do we? No. Let me see. What we took? We can't like take water from this fountain, can we?
Am I remembering this right? We redesigned the space into a
So we can change it. How do we do a memorial instead?
memorial honoring Pilar and Mr. Wattles.
Guess we might have to exploit that. Let's see.
Wattles retired when I took the throne. He stayed local, though, and created most of the art and tapestries that you see on the castle walls. It finally became the drawbridge that he always dreamed of. Pilar transferred to Ludor in the summer of 1679, and she was annoyed to find out there was, in fact, no Bridge Troll Guild in existence there. Hungry and poor, she discovered a new cause to rally behind. She founded the first charity whose mission was to feed the trolls.
And well, that has retained... Oh boy, it's got an achievement for looking at both of those, I guess. That activity has retained its popularity even today, I'd say. So, I don't know, how do I trigger the prompt to change this again, I guess? Do I have to go far enough that the camera will change? How far is far enough in that case? There's no actual cutting of the angles yet. Like cutaways. There's just smoothing.
We redesigned.
Guess we don't need that though.
to
Hold on. Let's try this, I guess.
thoughts all the children of Daventry could enjoy.
Don't know that that's gonna fit all the children of the kingdom though.
How come I never got to play in that sandbox?
Your father was always paranoid about badgers doing their business in there, and would never let me take you.
Really? Oh.
A randomly placed item to add to my inventory. My adventure was already off to a great start.
So I guess if we take this bucket and then go outside and rewrite history so that it's the fountain instead, we can take some water and put out fire on the bridge.
We read a commemorative fountain. For years, Kyle still walked around like he was holding someone on his back. Ah, life-giving water, nectar of the gods.
Even though you don't drink from that water in the middle of a desert like you do when... Find it in King's Quest V, and the narrator gives that. The Wilfred Brimley sounding narrator gives that line. Honestly, I think the best way to experience King's Quest V today is to watch the wrong play of it. But I guess we got what we need here, so...
The fire was extinguished, my journey continued.
Don't know how the fire could have been fuel in the first place, considering.
That's better. Thanks, King Goosey. You're very welcome, friend.
Alrighty. I guess he's down there even though...
What's going on? Where's Ulfie?
What do you mean, sweetheart? He's right there. Ulfi, a magical talking bridge.
Oh man.
I...
I was gonna say, how come the troll wasn't there?
You may be right. Ulfi was a bridge with a troll on his back, right? Oh, sorry. I mean, a troll with a bridge on his back.
Correct.
How did your back catch on fire?
Oh, I'm not sure. Ulfi was taking a nap and then became very itchy. Probably just another heat rash.
A cool bath with 2 cups of oatmeal should clear that up. It's worked wonders for me.
Yeah, your skin does look fantastic for 86.
Well, that's a shame. I'm 77.
Oh, my apologies, King. At 386, Ulfi's memory isn't what it used to be.
I know. You told me that yesterday.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Can you believe how old we've grown?
It seems like only yesterday we were dancing the dance of the official Bridge Troll Guild. And all the paths through Daventry were wide open. I just hope I chose the right direction. Because my journey has become a bit of a straight line lately.
Oh, I hope that's not why you squeezed into your adventuring gear. It's been Ulfi's pleasure to watch your little bridge take root and blossom into King Graham the Brave. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, if you enjoyed my earlier accomplishments, wait until you see the greatness my next adventure will bring. I couldn't wait to get into town. The square was probably full of people in need of adventure. Someone to fetch treasures or forage rare ingredients. On that day, I would have taken any quests offered. One slight problem. I couldn't remember which way the town was. It was the town. My muscle memory was having a hard time remembering.
I thought, oh boy, well, the controls are inverted right now. Pretty sure that when we saw this perspective, then the place with the big fire over there is where the bridge was. We would have had to like walk straight across from there.
Sorry, I can't remember all the details. Don't worry, they'll come to me.
Guess we're going this way. Try to walk through the pumpkin field. Pretty sure the town would have been in that direction. Up there we're trying to go to by not actually tilting up, but tilting on the opposite direction. Guess we can't go that way then. How do we go in the direction that the big forest fire is in? Yeah, the town would have been, like, the bridge would have been over here. So it is, I don't know why we were in the opposite direction then. So I guess we go this way. Isn't this where the memorial statue was? Yeah.
Oh, please, no! Is this how I would be remembered? I had to enter those flames before my legacy was burned to the ground.
Did I don't know. Oh. It's a little bit difficult to navigate though.
I was still pretty smoking.
A little bit difficult to navigate these. Well, your controls are inverted. Oh god. If I just look at these, I can't look at those. Okay, I'm gonna do this carefully, I guess. I'll take the perfect shield and I will not go make contact with the trees, I guess. Why do I need to, like, bring this back? Is that it? Can't carry more than that. most of the time, I guess.
I saved one treasure, but it wasn't good enough. I pushed myself to grab another one.
Don't remember what that trophy on the left was about, so I guess we're gonna be grabbing that chest. First, I don't know if it'll give me the chance to grab all of them.
Two treasures saved. They were charred, but not beyond repair. I probably should have stopped there, but there was no turning back now.
Grandpa, what were you thinking?
Shh. I need to concentrate.
Guess we can't just walk through the back of the statue. We need to go all the way around here and grab that trophy. Maybe. And this should be pretty easy to carry, right, compared to the other ones. Oh, there you are.
Was all that really worth it?
Sorry, have my stories been good enough?
What do you mean? Your stories have been amazing.
I'm just not sure. There's so much more I could have told you. There are so many other details that I forgot to mention.
Grandpa, your stories are perfect. Just the way they are.
I just needed more time. Give me a few moments. I need to fill you in on some other details.
Grandpa, I'd like to remember the stories how they were first told to me.
They'll be better with all this stuff I forgot. Trust me.
Please don't ruin my memories.
Oh boy. I guess this might also be a bit of poking fun at the fact that... jabbing at the fact that these are basically fanfiction of the old storylines. They're changing details.
Fairies, I couldn't figure out where they fit in the story.
Perhaps the story was better without them.
Were there fairies in the old games? Oh boy. 7. Is this a puzzle, perhaps? Music is the key to unlocking this memory. I guess you have to skip here, because otherwise you just stare at that for a while. What is this?
See that? This is Tree Dorman, Amaya's partner.
Grandpa, Amaya doesn't need a partner. She's a strong woman by herself. Besides, he kind of seems underdeveloped.
You may be right.
And yet there he is. I mean, if they wanted to have that, they could literally all they gotta do is develop him. But instead, they gotta do jab that nature first.
Did I tell you the goblins rode around on rats in the caves?
No, but how does that make any sense?
I don't know. Apparently, I should be taking note of the numbers here. Hold on. We got 1 red, I guess, or 1 gold, 2 silver on red things over there. I guess what you need to do is figure out which of these are. Guess what the backgrounds are, because I think out of all of these actual, the actual number plates, the only one that's gold instead of silver is the number 1. 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess 1 and 2 are both red in the back, right? Let me take a look at this. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is 7 notes, so no, what we need to determine is colors of the background. 1, 2, red. 3 is, what is 3? They're over here. 3 is yellow, 4 is dark purple, almost brown. I assume that 3 is that, and maybe it's this, I don't know. Or is this color, I'm pretty sure. No, 3 is red and not purple, right? Because there's like a red and there's more of a magenta next to it. Let's see. Let's look at 5 and 6. 5 is green, 6 is red. And then 7, which is right here, is dark again. Wait, this is the gold one, isn't it? I just realized, because that's, yeah. Damn it, I've been doing this wrong. 1, 2, 3. I guess this must be 3. 4. Is what again here? Let's see. 5 green, 6 red. Wait. 2, 3, 4. Is this good enough? Apparently not, because I don't know, or course, I don't know. 1, 2. So those have to be the red one in the middle, right? That has to be the red one. What I don't understand is what this 3 color is supposed to be, because it looks gold, but I don't think there's like actual gold color. Hold on. It's like a bright red. Are these the red things over here equally bright? I think they're dark red. That might be like the magenta, actually. Like this one. Let's see if I can try that.
And Whisper Song. How could I have forgotten Whisper Song? He sang it to Amaya when Alexander first met them.
I think a song would have made that chapter a little too long.
I was gonna say, I don't remember that at all.
Raved about how Whisper was brave. But my boldest feat on land or sea is loving you more than I love me.
Boy, that's
Love is patient,
quality.
love is kind, it does not envy.
There was another puzzle in the ice labyrinth. I feared it was too hard to understand, but perhaps I was wrong.
You know, speaking of Whisper,
I had to find a way to get all the switches.
you know, it's a little bit ironic, isn't it, that they make this freaking character just to say, why are you making up a partner for the strong woman character when she doesn't need one? And yet she did have one, it was Whisper, basically. Okay, how is this supposed to work, actually? Even if it was more of a fling, but I guess that's perfectly fine, and they're not even going to be... They're not even going to acknowledge that as they do this other jab all of a sudden. And I don't know what goes through the minds of writers these days. This way, yeah, this will work. Pretty sure we did at least a couple of puzzles like that
Other hidden
in the ice chapter. It was really pretty simple in comparison.
time I raced on top of the bridge trolls. What about my sorcery battle with the winged
Grandpa!
ones?
Stop! Your stories were perfect. Didn't you tell me that no story is ever done? It just stops being rewritten?
I will go back and fix them.
Yeah, but you know, usually how that works, at least in the modern context, is the story stops being rewritten and then it gets published, and that's it. If an author is worth their salt, they will actually make no changes to them and accept no changes to them. Like maybe some other person will come along and be like, I'm gonna make some fucking fanfiction of this and everything's gonna be different because I say so, but that's revisionism, and that's not alright.
It seemed like when I was younger, every door was open to me. But as I grew, one by one, they began to close. Locked as well. Really only leaves me with one choice.
Is that the door to the town? That's apparently got a padlock on it now instead of relying on the honor system.
I beefed up security on that back gate to make sure no Etzel wolves could break in. The lock was crafted from very rare chromium I mined from the caverns in Ceridia. It was resistant to magic and required multiple keys. Of course, I couldn't remember where I had hidden them.
So no one can ever go that way from the town now. Well, I was actually going to the other door specifically so I wouldn't end up going in the same one that I'd gone into in every other chapter, but I guess that's a non-issue now. Or a non-factor, I should say.
From the Crumbler 2 were still stuck to the walls, and it appeared the shop had not been sold yet.
What's this? Triumph commemorative plate 1 of 3, really? Oh. Have we got anything else to look at in here?
Crumblers over the years, but the first one was my favorite. She never stopped filling those work orders.
Oh boy.
No! No! My castle! I ran back home to make sure everyone was safe.
Guess we're not gonna be... Well, at least this time our controls aren't reversed. Not gonna be pausing to question who could be causing arson in the middle of all this. Although if you remember the, you know, specifically the chapter right before this one, it should be fairly easy guess. Oh boy, well, can we call the troll from this side or? Oh boy, we're doing the jumping across chasms again.
Well, hello there, friend.
Manny, hasn't your game grown tired and old?
Oh, I'm quite finished expending my efforts to refine this cesspit. I sacrificed my best years to the pursuit of a better Daventry. Now there's nothing left for me to do except watch as it burns to the ground and to hope that it will all be forgotten.
It was never about a better Daventry, and you know it. You just want to prove you're better than me.
Better than you? What have you ever contributed to this kingdom? If I didn't rig the night tournament, you wouldn't even be standing here. No, you owe your entire legacy to all the Cretans that sacrificed their lives to build it.
Well then, leave my family out of this. Come out of hiding and face me alone. I'll grant you the rematch you so desperately seek.
Graham, your bones are too weak for a duel of strength, and your ankles would fracture in any contest of speed. Would your rusty memory even provide any decent competition in the game of wits?
What's the matter, Manny? Are you afraid if I win, you will run out of excuses for why you were never crowned king?
All right. First, prove to me that you're still strong and quick. You know where to find me.
All right, mine, don't fail me now.
Alrighty then. By you know where to find me, I assume that means... we have to go back to where death happened in the first episode, if I had to guess. I didn't think we would have to... I guess we would have to, okay, we would have to, what do you call it? Go past the locked gates.
Old friend?
I don't even remember what I used this thing for at first. I guess we're gonna find out. Boy. Yeah, I'm guessing that maybe, just maybe, we're not gonna be able to go this way. This kinda reminds me of,
There's nothing else to see that way.
the way they did the Beldam's World in the movie version of Coraline. I guess we can't go that way, but we can go down here. And we catch frogs without Whisper's help. See, where would Whisper be at this point, I wonder?
Wake up, Graham. Apologies. Hold on.
Oh, we're experiencing latency issues. Well, at least... how many? Oh, it's only a very, very minor latency issue, as a matter of fact. I don't even care. Somehow the, you know, the latency ring is actually performing better when the controller isn't wired. That's kind of incredible. It's honestly quite surprising. Should probably not have this cellophane bag. Hold on. Next to the receiver, though. I'll put that over there. Okay. Have a key. Can go back into the blacksmith shop, I guess, but I don't think there's gonna be much else to be picked up in here. Can we go into the other shops now, or are they like locked to us forever? What happened to Wenty and the wife anyway? Never heard about them after episode 2. Other than the fact that apparently Nice wasn't very thrilled about the fact that we didn't rescue them. There you go. Remember Jumpstart 4th grade adventure? That was a game where you just do the same stuff over and over until you get enough of a high score to actually make progress. And then you used keys to get through a maze, which looked pretty much like that. I swear the progression of that, because it's like you need to go around and play the minigames until you get a high enough score to get 5 keys. Then you go to the villain's mansion and then you use those 5 keys to open a door, but then you immediately get sent in the middle of the labyrinth and you have to escape before you can do anything else. And you just have to repeat until you run out of doors to open in that lair. So can we go this way? Because there was other stuff this way at first. Maybe there will be more memories to remark upon. Maybe fall in this pit. Oh, there is something here. Is that the Iron Cross? Is that something else?
Polish, wake up.
Is it a simple series of 4 concentric triangles, if you would even call it that? I don't think that's how that works. Oh, we can go in the Wolf Cave, I guess. Is it still populated? Nope, it's lit up now, so I guess the wolves are no longer a factor. Guess we can stare at that, but
Hold on, Apollo.
not get anything out of that yet.
I was happy my lighting project had been implemented, but I did miss using my pumpkin lantern.
Alright, now I guess we're just retreading all of the old locales from episode 1 and...
After Alexander returned, we sealed up the Goblin Hole.
and trying to figure out exactly what we can do in them. I guess I would also be pretty averse towards goblins if I'd ever been put through anything like what happened in episode 2. It was pretty harrowing. Hey, that's another commemorative plate. We need to put it out to work harder on this tree to crumble it like you know what, like we did last time, or... Oh. Maybe do this. Is that even gonna reach though? Oh, okay. Guess whatever these plates are made of, they're at least seem pretty resilient if they can fall like that and be spotless. So now let's see. Where else did we go that wasn't the bridge troll thing?
Seems off.
Oh yeah, so it does. That wasn't like that before.
The key was a bit too high for me to reach.
And I just used up my reaching stick, so... And even though there's like an open goblin hole right above us, doesn't look like we can do anything about that, or anything with this, even though it looks like there's a door here. So we got a couple of points of interest there. There's a key that's high up and we need some kind of item to reach it, even though your long reaching stick is gone. And there's also the something around here. Somewhere around here. It's like a little nook in the cave. Which is also apparently interactable, so... Is it? Hold on. If we try to use an item next to it, do we actually get a thing? Yeah, we do. Okay, so... I don't know if we're gonna find stuff to do, you know... solve anything there with, but I guess we'll be on the lookout for that. Oh boy. I guess we're not going that way.
Thrived in the rocks to the east, so I stayed away.
Rocks to the east, which we can't really even see anymore. Guess we're not going over there, so... What about the floating island, though? Is that still going to be... thing? What about the floating island, sadly, but it's the... it's literally the thing from King's Quest V, again. I'd forgotten about that. That's where we put the plates. I don't really know why there's a plate for that here, but... okay, I see. Guess we're gonna be turning them like this. There we go. Can't, we don't have the third one yet. I guess we do have to come over here. Fantastical floating island, even though... Is it actually floating now? Hold on. Because it definitely wasn't floating before. Or do they just make like a better illusion? Maybe it's just symbolic.
I used a spell from Agatha's book to enchant the floating island to actually float.
Well, there you go. I guess the floating island's actually floating now, which means we can't access it anymore. Oh boy. Okay, that's an error that I've never seen before for Input Mapper, but well, my controller's still working, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that in stride. Something was outside the bounds of the library, from what I managed to catch of that, but apparently I'm still able to do this no problem, so... Guess I'm just gonna be using this forever now with the... PS4 controller. I don't really want to emulate Xinput. Because it seems to be pretty reliable so far, I can tell you that. Start a badger in here. Now apparently there's just... Okay, well... Plates. Obviously. Why wouldn't you look there? What even is this way? Oh yeah, that's where the Hall of Things is. Is there anything for us to do over there, or is it just there? I can't go around the side here. So I guess we'll just have a look here.
Right. I had tried my hand at designing an escape room. One key was definitely locked in here. If only I could remember the combination.
I don't know, I guess. Do we have to do the escape room here to get one of the keys?
Abstract art. I can't quite recall what the picture looked like.
Was it, I don't know, was it pink? I'm pretty sure this is that statue that we saw in the ice castle place. We needed to get two parts of. Would it be pink, like the thing in the background?
Pink?
Well, apparently that changes. Going on the Warhol here. No, it changes the subject as well.
Wait 1 sec.
Oh, I wanted to look at the other one.
I may be remembering this wrong.
Orange.
Orange?
Yeah, we're just doing modern art here. Hold on, like, do we need to note the lines? Hold on.
Is it pink?
That might be it. 2.
Purple?
Is it a 2? Yeah, looks like it's a 2 if you look at the parts of it that aren't...
Wait 1 sec.
You know, that are discolored from the rest of it, so that's a 2. Whatever that is. Keep seeing these rabbits and stuffed animals in the background. Maybe I should count them, or at least keep track of where they are. We got 1, 2, 3, based on the ones that we can see there. Probably more over here, yep. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, because we got 3 here and then 2 more on the fringes. And there was 1 more when we came in, so that would be 6 technically. This light will help clear up your tunnel vision.
Fun in groups.
Oh, I don't know. I like solving adventure games by myself, but I guess actual escape rooms like IRL stuff would be more fun as a group. We need to do like invisible ink, or is it what? This light will help clear up your tunnel vision. Oh, I think I might know what that's for. We need to bring that candle over to the tunnel that's between the 2 places, like the wolf cave where that used to be. Pink rabbits, frogs, the thing. I'm pretty sure that if this is what I think it is, that would be a 2. I guess the amount of frogs, amount of rabbits would be 6, and the amount of the goat, which would be 0, I guess, maybe. Rabbits would be 6. Let's try 6. Let me make an attempt at this, I guess. 6, counting the one we saw as we were coming in. Then this one, no. Would be 2. That one would probably be either 0 or 1. I'll try brute forcing this a little bit. Oh, why don't we try 5? Alright, why don't we try 6 again, but in this one I try 1 instead of 0, because technically the correct one for that is 0, because that goat is dead, but... So we're gonna gloss over that and see what happens. Now I am attempting to brute force this, but apparently it's not working out. Hold on. I do see these stuffed pink rabbits, I don't know. Maybe I need to like come back after I investigate the tunnel. That'll make sense. Oh wait, there we go. Oh, there's another one behind that table. Are there any others that are like just out of sight like that? Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 on the stage, that makes 5, the one on the left, that makes 6. If we back out, presumably we see the other one, which would make 7 in that case. Yep. Are there any outside? Something tells me that's a no. Don't really make sense. We got 7 of those rabbits. I guess the answer for the goat part of the puzzle is going to be determined by this thing over here. So let's give this a try, I guess. I don't know. Is that worth 4? Yeah, 2 of these are worth 4, so I guess one of these is worth 2, I'm forced to assume. Let me see if I can do this with the mouse, because it's probably going to be easier. Okay. What if I take one of those and one of these? That's more than 4. So maybe these green ones are worth... well, they're worth more than 4. I can't really determine anything more than that. Presumably if 2 of them are equivalent to 4. Hold on. I can do this. They might be worth 6. Or 3. I think they are worth 3. So these ones are worth 2 and these ones are worth 3 each. Let's try 5 for the goats. No? Let's try 7 for the goat. No? Let's try 8 for the goat. No? Has to be 9 then. Probably. Unless it isn't. Hold on. Let's try. Can we put more than 3 on it? We can. Okay, so 6, 10 is more than it, but I guess it might be 9 because I think we've established that, yeah, this would be 8, and that's apparently less, so I think we can safely assume that in that case it would have to be 9. So let me try that. Let me try doing 7 pink rabbits. 9 for the goat. 2 for the purple thing, and I can just brute force the other one. I'm assuming this is gonna work. Apparently I'm assuming wrong. Alright. I mean, this thing would have to be 8, wouldn't it? Or 2, rather, because...
I maybe remember.
Because if I change this, then the discolored part of it spells out 2.
Was it pink? Was it orange?
Yeah, that has to be a 2, so... But the only thing that I can think to change at this point would be... Hold on a second. Let me just confirm something. Let me try a few more tabulations on this one just to be safe. Like if I put 3 of these, which would make 6. And then we might put 3, this would have to be perfect, right? Yeah, that pretty much confirms that this is 9. The goat is 9. So that has to be 9. And this has to be 2, so... Why don't I try just brute forcing the other ones? And I'm pretty sure the rabbits have to be at least 7, so... Gonna be very, You know, at this point I realize that... Hold the fuck up. 7, 1, 2, 9... I have to... pick this thing. That's probably why nothing happened before. I do this with the mouse too. Fuck. Has to be 7 or 8, probably. There we go, 7, 8, 2, 9. I don't know why the frogs are 8, but I do suspect the frogs. So I get another key right here. Okay. I do suspect the frogs are. The frog number is determined by, you know, the actual number of frogs that you see in the screen way back there, so I don't really feel like going all the way back there just to check that when it's literally the only digit in this combination that I don't have fully determined yet. And if it was something like Mastermind, where you only get a limited number of guesses, then sure I would have to optimize it, but since that is not the case, I get that utilitarian backtracking out of my face. Now excuse me as I go backtrack to see what was in the tunnel. And also put the final piece of plate in place, I guess. To go back that way for both of those reasons anyway. Boy, thank goodness this isn't one of those games that I like that I play the beginning of on stream and then I wait months and months and I come back to it and finish it. Because if that were the case, then I wouldn't remember anything from episode 1. And that would probably make this take about 10 times longer. Actually, let's go to the plates first, because I think they're more accessible. And they might have a more immediate reward, I don't know. Why are the other ones, like, you know, not actually... Why don't they remain in place? I guess we need to layer all of them in the same position. Lot. The arrows too, that's what I want to know. Rick... this is supposed to be some kind of Caesar cipher, but... Or not a Caesar cipher, but like... one of those wheel ciphers where you replace one letter's place in the alphabet with another's, and you just displace the whole alphabet to determine what that secret message is. I don't know. Apparently the answer isn't a lot. I can't spin this thing anymore, so... Could it be that he's pointing at that letter and the other arrows are pointing at the other ones? Does it have to be RIP for the dead hamster, I guess? Or gerbil, whatever. It's apparently large enough to ride because, you know, Sierra fantasy stories. Christ, hold on, let me move the mouse onto the desk away from my chair so I can not have it be accidentally taking over the control scheme. Oops, hold on. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Hey, we got another key, so the only key we have not yet acquired is the one that's up in a high place past the cave. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to get to that one. Let's see how precisely that will go. We got the thing for here. This clue will light up your tunnel vision. Oh, is this like a scavenger hunt? Trapped. Use the shovel to dig up the answer. Oh, I think I know where we need to take this, actually. Yeah, I guess this is like a scavenger hunt. Well, we don't have anything that we could use for the key in the high place, so I guess we're gonna have to come back here. So yeah, this is the place where what's his face there, Acorn, had the trap. I guess we need to dig up whatever this is. We could have just done that with something else. We need to dig up this lump of dirt, specifically with a shovel. It's always knife to meet the Pun King, really. We get a knife from that? Yes, we do. Where would we bring that to, though? Is he not entirely clear on that? It's always knife to meet the Pun King. Where could we be using a knife for? Oh dear. Or go to any location that make reference to a Pun King. It wouldn't be the statue over here, would it? Or any of the commemorative stuff that's here. So we can't even look at that anymore. We're experiencing latency issues. I've had latency that's actually significantly lower than the latencies that I got when it was wired. Yeah, where do we take this to? Why are we stepping so gingerly when we're in here? I guess while we're in the area we can put the other two keys that we have in place. can't really go and do anything with the frogs, can we, other than just look at them and get that clue for the escape room thing. There's 6 frogs in here, so I have absolutely no idea why the number was supposed to be 8 that we got. There's 6 frogs and then that one.
Apologies, it was a wake-up.
Then just one of them remains when we get close, and then they come back and there's 6 again. So where do you get the 8 from? And unfortunately I don't really know where I would be using this. I guess I'm gonna see if I can go back towards the castle again. I certainly can't think of anywhere else where I could use this knife. And apparently I can't go back towards the castle though, because the bridge isn't in place and I can't use the horn. Where else can we go to back here? We can go back towards that hole that we came from, or the thing. Actually, find one of the plate pieces, like just in that freaking... in that bush, without any real indication of where that should be there. And the thing is, it didn't look like there was anything else left to interact with in this room. So, guessing that wherever the knife is supposed to be used, it would be here. Or would I go? I guess I can look down here. There's nothing to interact with over here, that's a thing. Oh, I didn't even realize that. You know, if you actually take a look at this, you realize that the river's gone, so that obstacle from episode 1 is like not even a thing anymore. Let's see. I think I've pretty much been everywhere. And yet the only place that I remember that even has anything left to possibly interact with is the place with the high key, and yet there didn't seem to be anything there. Only the goblin holes which were open, but that Graham would not acknowledge. But I guess we're having another look at this. now. I see.
I may be remembering this wrong.
Okay, well, this definitely wasn't here before. Hold on a second, wasn't there supposed to be a, thing where the key was up there? Is this one of those things that arbitrarily changes whenever you go by it again? Even though there's basically no indication of that being the case, yeah, because now the hole is sealed up. I guess this changes every time you walk by it, and yet... Other than that idle comment, which is extremely easy to ignore and ambiguous, there's no real indication that that's gonna be the case. And now it's different. So I guess whatever this knife is supposed to be for, it's not gonna be this. I already got the last key by doing that. And now I guess that ladder's gonna stay there forever. So all the way back we go to where the gate was. Which I'm fairly sure actually now it's past the town, so it wouldn't be this way, it would be that way. Need to remember how this place is laid out, after all. And there we go.
I remembered where all the keys were, and the lock was open, which proved my mind was still quick.
Don't think that's what the guy had asked you to do, though.
It's too rare to leave sitting on the ground.
And I got the Quick Minder achievement, even though definitely just looks like something you would have to mandatorily do to make progress in this. And yeah, there used to be a shortcut there, but I guess it's not gonna be anymore. But yeah, the place where Manning asks you to meet, I guess, pretty much mandatorily would have to be the well where the dragon lives. Or which is the entrance to the caves where the dragon lives, I guess. Gonna go full circle with this. Gonna go bookends, I suppose. And down to the controls.
I'm gonna feel that for the next 10 years.
Okay, that was a quick transition.
I don't remember adventures being so hard on the knees. Forget leg day. I need to strengthen these ankles day.
I need an eliminate pockets of fat, that's it.
Well, I didn't feel that one. I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Zero gravity leaves them, they... And I need that to be every day.
Keep your eyes peeled, Morden. He should be here any second.
You know how I feel about that name.
Fine, Mordak. Open your eyes. Look alive. Don't screw this up.
Screw this up. Might I remind you, it's my magic keeping you alive.
Yes, and when your magic concocts a working batch of Cosmolotion, I'll praise you. But my patience has grown thin, and I will not tolerate any more mistakes.
Brother, I warned you to stay away from those potions. You wouldn't hear it. I've wasted 30 years of my life trying to duplicate Hagatha's formula. And I'm afraid at this point, I'm ready to move forward or move on.
Is your mind slipping in your golden years? Have you forgotten everything I've sacrificed for you? I took you in from the cold. I saved you from a life of goblin slavery. And you have the gall to complain about 30 measly years?
Well, sometimes it still feels like I'm a slave to a goblin.
Hold your tongue, Morden, or I will.
Alrighty then. Well, apparently he's right there. It's gonna be some kind of condensed, redone version of Mordak's kidnapping of the family in King's Quest V, I guess.
Mordak, didn't I extinguish your flame years ago?
I guess that happened. Okay.
How's the family?
Getting along surprisingly well since you shrunk them.
So glad to hear that.
Uh-huh. You mind moving out of the way? I have some business to attend to with your boss.
Manannan has strictly forbidden me to let you pass, unless you can convince me that your mind is still strong and quick.
And how might I go about that?
Follow those clearly labeled signposts.
Of course.
Bring me back proof that you have completed each trial, and then I will escort you to Manannan.
I know you won't answer honestly, but I'll ask anyway. Is all this some form of an elaborate trap designed to crush my bones, yank my arms out, or contort my body into a twisted sculpture of death?
No.
Sounds like some good clean fun.
Alright, I guess that was the purpose of those signs. Now I guess the way they did it is they assume that the events of the old King's Quest V still happened, but that was before this, and of course they just... See, it's fucking weird, like... They criticize writing tropes and yet they pull crap like that. And just hand wave it and be like, yeah... aha. So, you know, there's only so much credence you can lend someone that does that. I'm just gonna say that. Remember when I killed you when you became a bunch of flames? And I became a rain cloud. But no surprise, I somehow survived that, and we're not gonna dwell on that because this is actually fanfiction, pretty much. Oh boy.
Grandpa, are you alright?
I just haven't thought about these stories, in a long time.
Your ears are all red.
Just give me a moment. This part gets a little wacky. I think I should rest a bit first. You mind getting Grandma in here?
I'll be back after your nap.
I'm pretty sure I very briefly heard that medley that you hear in King's Quest 3 when you're trying to write out the spells from the spellbook.
Get your rest, dear. I'll be back after dinner.
Oh, there's that.
Take your time.
Just ring the bell if you need me.
Good night, my love. Remember your promise?
Don't know how sentient that mirror is.
Always seek adventure.
Oh boy, well.
Oh, I wondered where you went off to. No, it's not time yet. I was promised another. I'll fight it, I assure you. But... oh, I'm afraid you're right. You've always been a straight shooter. It's true. The mirror never promised I would live another adventure. Only that my adventure would live on. Just let me say goodbye.
Oh man. I was wondering if it was gonna be one of the dead people he knew, but wasn't expecting this dead person.
Afanata.
That's yes, right here. Afanata was yes, the llama was no.
Right, Graham. It's a toxic fume, I'm afraid. One that is said to challenge the strength of the mind.
Oh boy, wasn't expecting this. Talk to my precious Alexandra, let's just go all the way back with them. To King's Quest 1 with green sleeves, I guess. Hey, Redbird. And with a lot of unresolved business to attend to. You are pushing yourself too hard. Please don't engage with Manana and stay here and be with our family. Don't remember if these things would... the dialogues should pop up in bushes like this, or if they would be like at the bottom of the screen. Alright. And oddly enough, I'm pretty sure I move faster in this state. Zella and I can work to restore the kingdom. Please let us help. You don't need to face Manannan alone, even though... I don't think Graham ever did that before. Like, the only interaction he actually had with Manannan in the old series was he just put his cat form in a bag in King's Quest V, and that was pretty much it, I think. All we need now is you, and there's still plenty of treasures I wish to leave for you. I noticed that we're getting points for this. There's a maximum of 8 points we can get from this part, apparently. Got my new hard drive installed. It took like 3 hours and I didn't replace the drive and needed another one. I have 3 internals now. Oh boy. Well, I have 2 internals, and one of which is pretty much just sitting there without really being used for anything. Because it used to be my old OS install, but it was like not suited for everything I needed, because it only has it's only about 120 gigs, which is apparently not enough to accommodate all of the OS and RAM stuff that I need for this build, so I got another one, so the old one's just kind of sitting there now. Still got like the OS install on it, so there's not really room on it to hold anything. I should probably format it at some point. But I don't know, I think it still has like a Windows 7 install too, so there's that. Find a golden locket on the ground and put it in your pocket. You're not sure what this treasure is for, but you're sure you will need it later. Isn't that how it always works? Boy. Look at the armor. I don't understand the armor. Well, look at the Achaga thing, which definitely wasn't in the old thing. You see a random string of pearls. Let's get the pearls. We need to bring those to the family now. I don't know. I mean, I could theoretically just do dual boots from like having 2 OSs and partitions in the same drive, but I don't know, I never really got a lot of use out of that. I used to have like a Linux dual boot like 2 computers ago. But I never really did anything with that, honestly. It was just there. Oh boy, it's the boat monster. Presumably we can't actually fall in the moat and get eaten by that guy though. Which means this has 0 fidelity for the old games. Small bushes in the background hold vast amounts of valuable yet useless treasure. You store it all in your magically never filled pockets. That's a full score, I guess. I did it. Can we fall off the bridge? Nope, can't. Oh, it disappears. Oh, there you go. We got Sierra Wish. Thank you for playing King's Quest. I was wondering if they were to have that stupid little medley at the end of the death song. At least that's pretty faithful to the old experience. Oh, now it's King's Quest 6 art style. I was not expecting this either, honestly. It's the entrance to like the Dead Realm in King's Quest 6. Are we also gonna do the thing where we... yeah, we play this. But apparently there's no need for that right now, because... like there aren't even any... like the skeletons aren't even in our way, so... didn't necessarily have to do that. We did it. I guess we got an achievement out of that. And we get a reminder of how ridiculous the actual scene that is supposed to be a callback to in King's Quest 6 is. My new fancy video card someone gave me is so freaking big it almost covers the only other PCI slot and the SATA ports. It's Squeezing in the extra SATA cable in was damn challenging, and my PC wouldn't boot because the main C drive was plugged into a different port. Oh boy. I don't know, BIOS can be stupid like that sometimes. I don't think I've had a problem with like booting an OS drive like that, but that stupid shit happened with like the USB ports. Man, now it's different in the adventure game with this kind of art style. Like that game that I think is free on Steam, that's basically a King's Quest / Quest for Glory callback called Heroine's Quest or something. Only it's on from the Blackwell Legacy, I guess.
Graham? Is that you?
Amaya? Wait, if you're here, does that mean that I am?
Well, what's your gut telling you?
That it would rather be filled with jelly beans instead of dread.
Calm down. It's not your time yet. I'm just here to help you navigate your own feelings.
Is there any advice buried in there? Perhaps on outsmarting Manny? Or how I can make sure the legacy of King Graham the Brave will not be forgotten?
Is that what you're worried about? No wonder your stomach is tied in knots.
Let me have it.
Legacies are not about what you leave behind for people, Graham. They're about what you leave inside of people. Your kingdom might be best left for the young.
That's it? You don't have any sarcastic barbs or any items to give me that will eventually solve all my troubles?
Hey, I've given you everything I have to give. You're gonna have to complete this quest on your own.
Oh boy. Gotta mash A to come back to life like in Hitman Blood Money, I guess.
Your mind is strong.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure my current video card that I've had for like 4 years is bigger than the controller that I'm holding right now. It's like 1.5 times as big. I can actually see it inside of my computer case because the side of it has a clear, like, window thing. And I can confirm that it's almost twice as big. What did we get? I cannot blinked. Germite crystal proof my mind was still strong. It's not like technically the second test had needed for the strength of the mind. Not the first thing that Manny was asking for is prove that you're still physically strong and agile, but guess we're going for the mind completely now. Guess we're quick-witted and strong-minded. Card is as long as the damn motherboard. Boy. Apparently I picked out one of the bulky cards too, because I've seen like different versions of the same card from different manufacturers that have like more fans, I think, and they don't have the outer casing be as boxy as the one I have.
Great. Set that over there, and let me know when you've completed the trial of speed.
Where could the trial of speed be? So it's not gonna be in the same location.
I still need proof that you completed the trial of speed.
Yes, I'm gonna go further back, because I'm guessing that it's not gonna be the same place like I said. So I'll go look, see if there's anything else that's popped into existence. Now apparently I can't go further back than this, so I will have to go back in the same place after all. Oh boy, hold on. This link gonna be what I think it is. Hold on, no mouse, I'm trying to zoom in, no doubt. I don't know, I kinda wanna see that. Well, it's probably because I think I have a larger case, but I'm pretty sure the one I have is basically covers the entire length of the motherboard, but because I have a kind of big roomy case, there's still a little space left over from that. So I'm guessing that that thing above it is like the mooring for the internal drive. And you know, I did used to have that, but since I have like kind of tiny SSD drives as my actual OS drives, I just kind of let them hang out. It's gonna be attached to the cables. If only because I don't know even know if they would fit in the mooring that's supposed to be for, you know, actual hard drives instead of SSD drives. So I ended up just putting all that away. But there's ostensibly a little more room for cooling in the case. Okay, hold on, let me move the windows again. We actually go back down here. Do we go further in that direction? Do we go further in this direction? So we got that. All the drives are off the right edge, so the thing on the top is like the cooling for the CPU. I don't know. Would expect to see a fan the rest of the thing. Can't go past this guy though, can we? So where's the trial of speed? It's not really doing a good job pointing me in that direction like it's supposed to be. Did I fail to? Notice anything back here? Apparently I didn't, which leaves me confused yet again. Hold on a second. Proof my mind was still quick. Okay, what? Guess taste the speed was also speed of mind, like I said.
Excellent. Right this way, please.
Why didn't he just prompt us to give this to him immediately after we came in, though? Seems weird. Well, there isn't a separate test. The test was just the stuff we did to get here in the first place.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Are you kidding me? You wish to challenge me like this?
Careful what you say, King. My species has no bearing on my abilities.
I have no problems with cats, Manny, or goblins, or sphinxes. My issues are all with you.
No matter. The duel hasn't even begun, yet I've already won. Are you aware that you've hand-delivered everything I need to complete another batch of Cosmolotion?
Shocker.
Allow me to explain that you, King Graham the Imbecile, have once again...
Yeah. Wax poetic for 2 more hours, won't you? Pardon my vacant expression, though. I can barely hear out of my left ear anymore.
Fine, have it your way. I'll speak with brevity. Long sentences, drawn out syllables to emphasize a point. Raising my voice. More sesquipedalian words. Overuse of the term moron. And I'll need a hair from your beard for my final ingredient.
See you at sundown.
Meet me at the floating island.
Good chat.
Okay. Just gonna do that and let that happen. Couldn't he have just gotten that crystal himself since he was like 2 steps away? Oh, there you go. I got some more use from that model than that one scene at the start of the previous episode, I guess. Mobile was bigger, had 3 PCIs instead of 1 and plenty of space. But I can only handle 8 gigs RAM, yeah.
Dad?
That can be a problem depending on how much you end up trying to handle.
No.
Dad, say something.
Story.
Gwendolyn, go get the nursemaids.
No.
What do you want me to do? What can I get you? You want Mom? Mom!
Story.
Sorry?
No, story.
The story. Help me finish it.
Let's get him back in bed. Grab his feet.
Graham!
I couldn't reach the bell.
I should have known you would try to escape.
I thought I needed one more adventure. One last trophy to hang on these shelves. But the only treasures I need are standing right beside me.
It's okay, love. You can stop fighting. It's time.
Not before my story is done. You have to finish it.
Me? I don't know how it ends.
I'll help you.
I can't. I'm not ready. Gart should tell it.
Grandfather is passing his hat to you. I think you should take it.
Go ahead, Petalbug.
King Grandpa, the greatest adventurer to ever live, would do anything in his power to protect his family.
Oh then.
As the sun set atop the floating island, Mordak placed the final goblet down for a toxic duel of wits.
This isn't gonna be the freaking
Great start.
Shield and Arrow game again, is it?
And I'm glad you could make it.
Manannan restored himself back into human form using the ingredients Grandpa had unknowingly brought to him. But he was weak. The Germite crystal was the only thing keeping him alive.
Mordak has carefully designed a series of trials to test our wits. Don't worry, he hasn't given me any answers. Some of the goblets have been topped with hypnotic powder. We will complete each station individually. If you drink from any of the tainted cups, you will lose and be under my spell, and vice versa.
The goblets have been set up in stations, each with their own rules.
I'll spare you the long speech and just let you read the rules. Ready to prove a goblin is smarter than a man?
Alright then.
Stay away from that. It's not needed yet.
Don't know if I would care to.
Oh, don't mind that. Just a simple trinket.
I guess we can't actually change anything here. Yet. But yeah, I don't know if how I would feel about doing the arrow and shields game again, but something tells me that it might come up here for one final time.
There's one clue for each set of goblets. Someone must have thought themselves pretty clever.
You're doing great, sweetheart.
Alrighty then. Three brothers wave, two of them knights, the other a knave. Knaves lie without fear, knives are truthful, lend them your ear, only one cup is neutral.
Safe to drink from.
Okay. So it's the old puzzle, but there's 3 guards instead of 2 this time. Well, it's a variation, like, but it's, I've seen something like this, with like 5 people doing statements in like Professor Layton games. Well, guard B always lies. Cups 1 and 4 are tainted. Cup 2 is tainted and Royal Guard A always lies, so I'm thinking either this guy or C would have to be the liar in that case. Let's see, if we assume that C is the liar, then... Actually no, that wouldn't make sense, it would have to be the other way around, because if we assume that C is the liar, then what A says would be true, and that would mean B is also a liar, so there would be 2 liars. So what if we assume A is a liar instead? B always tells the truth. A always lies. Yeah, that would make sense. So cups 1 and 4 are tainted. Cup 2 is tainted. Cup 3 would be the safe cup.
Finish this one too. Simple, really.
There you go. Honestly, more okay with generic puzzles than not chess for like the 3rd time in the game. Which 4 goblets are safe to drink? The puzzle will reveal the link. Trolls carry napkins to wipe fruit juice from their chest. Dragons never eat grapes. Flavor they detest. Snoots and trolls peel their food before they ingest. Each creature has a different type of fruit. Which suit pairs with the troll, dragon, badger, and snoot, really? Okay, so... we know dragons don't eat grapes. I guess we have to assume that all of these statements are true. Trolls carry napkins to wipe juice, so it can't be the banana. Dragons never eat grapes. Snoots and trolls peel their food, so it can be... I mean, you can technically also peel grapes. That's a pretty excessively delicate way to do that, though. And I don't really understand either, like... Wait, what? Oh, hold on. Okay, I guess we're doing it this way. it's like, I guess it's like one of those logic puzzles where it's like you need to discount possibilities and do it like the old school Sherlock Holmes way. Dragons never eat grapes. Trolls wipe fruit juice, so they can't assume this is a troll. They can't eat the banana. Snoots and trolls peel. So I guess that means... I guess it could either be the orange or the banana, because you can technically very easily eat apples without peeling them. But you should always peel bananas and oranges. Oh, 4 goblets are safe to drink, so I guess we don't necessarily have to reveal everything. Trolls carry napkins to wipe fruit juice from the chest. I'm guessing that trolls eat the oranges based on that, but that's still just an educated guess. Let's see. Dragons never eat grapes. I guess... yeah, I guess this would have to be... the badger's fruit. The grape is the badger's fruit. I'm guessing we're gonna have to eat all 4 safe goblets though, so, or drink from those. Dragons and grapes. Not trolls peel. That doesn't really tell me anything different though. Okay, guess you could make an educated guess and say that this is the troll's fruit, but that's still a little bit of a stretch, I would think. Because if you were in the wild, like, assuming that you don't have normal human customs, the only thing you would eat, like, the only fruit that would be peeled by animals without eating would be the orange and the banana, though. Nuts and trolls peel. I'm gonna take a risk on that one and say that it's this one. Snoots and trolls peel, which would mean... there. So yeah, we can do that too, so... I guess it would have to be like this. I'm gonna see if this is it.
Neither of us are hypnotized, so let's continue on.
Yeah, I guess you're forced to assume that the apple wouldn't be peeled, even though apples can be peeled, and they frequently are by humans. Let's see, what's next here? In 4 rows they will align, pay attention to their location. All guards should repeat on the same line. Find the 3s in their stations, and your cup will be fine. It's only in 4 rows. It's like Sudoku, but with less things, I guess. What does that... does that also include columns? I guess we can assume that, or we're forced to assume that, because otherwise... Now let's see... Yeah, the only place to put a 2 here without repeating anywhere would be here. I'm gonna have to operate under that assumption, because it doesn't really make sense otherwise to me. 1, 1, 1, 1. We got 4 1s, 4 2s. 3, 4, 3, 3. Now let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Guess I'm gonna try it.
Not really much of a challenge for minds like ours.
is actually much easier. Oh god, it's a fucking notogram. Are you shitting me? I do like... How many of these a day? I can't like mark them with an X. How about whatever, it doesn't matter. Alright. Yeah, I kinda knew that just before. 15 of these cups are safe to drink. Oh, there you go. Does that add up to 15? 5, 8 plus 7 is 15, yes. I literally made a fucking pixel version of Professor Moriarty for a Picross.
You could have made these a little more challenging.
Only a few, like, days ago, I think. I don't remember exactly when I made it, but I posted about it in one of the Discords that I'm in. And of course, all of the freaking, pretty much all of the, well, all 2 out of the 3 Twitch emotes that I have were originally made as Picross pixel art that I made. Except for the middle one, you know, the $10 tier 2 one. That one was its own thing. I'm getting distracted, hold on. But I could probably adapt that into a puzzle if I wanted. Kings can be brave, compassionate, otherwise, but there's only one path that leads to all 3. To find the wine cup that is safe to drink, you must follow the path that begins at a triangle and ends on a 3, really. Okay, I guess I have to start tabulating this. Let's see. I'm gonna do this with the mouse, it's probably easier. 12 minus 9 equals 3, plus 11 equals something else. 12 minus 7 equals 5. Oh, that can't be right, I don't think. Any of these. 8 equals 1, plus 1 equals 2, minus 5 equals 3, plus 1 equals 4, 6 minus 5 equals 1, plus 2 equals 3. I'm pretty sure that this is it. But 6 minus, let's check everything just to be safe. 2 plus 3, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this. 6 minus 5 equals 1 plus 2 equals 3, so it would have to be this one.
One more to go. Think you can handle it?
These are all pretty basic compared to like the stuff you would see, for example, in the previous episode. Good king looks towards the future, but is always conscious of what he's leaving behind. Really. I don't understand what these symbols are on each one, honestly. I think we can look back at the old tables here. That one's 5, that thing. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with this one, honestly. Is it like multiplication? Oh. Okay, let's start with I need to like figure out. I'm pretty sure these are all symbols that we've been seeing, because like in the first table, which was the one down here, hold on. That one's a red diamond. This one's a purple star. This one's a green heart. Okay, yeah, you got these. Probably that one's the blue spade, and this one's the yellow club, like we saw. Can't really understand how that relates, though. I'm not entirely certain of what the deal is with this one. This one's actually cryptic. We don't really have like a no, we do have ascending numbers up to like 7 though, but there's no 8. And there are 2 12s. A few more repeating numbers, I'm pretty sure there's... I don't know, we need to... Pretty sure none of the numbers before 8 are missing, so it's not like which one of these is missing from that sequence, is it? Guess I'm gonna check which ones are missing. Just let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 2 2s as well. 6, 7, there's no 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 2 12s. There is no 13. There is no 17. And then it just skips with increasing intervals. I'm not sure what it means. Hold on, do we need to like check the amount of correct goblets from each puzzle? Because there's 4. There's 1 there, there's 4 there. There, I mean. There are also 4 here. Don't really know what the purpose is, and there's 15 there. And then there's only 1 again there. I see a 15 here, but I'll see 1 4. And I only see 1 1 also, so I don't know if these we would even have to. What we have to do here? You have to trace some kind of adjacent sequence. I'm not really seeing the thing here. He has the same puzzle, right? Yeah. Can I interact with him?
You know what the scariest part about growing old is? Losing your mind.
I'm on that side of the table now.
Hopefully, we won't be needing that. Leave that alone. It's just a decorative prop.
I wish you would hurry this along. I am putting in my resignation from the Brotherhood after you two are done playing this ridiculous game.
The Brotherhood. Yeah, well, there's that one thing that they didn't really reference from the old games was that incomplete plotline that they made about the Society of the Black Cloak in like King's Quest 6. That never went anywhere because the other games that they produced after that were completely directionless and a mess. Pick one. Okay, we have to pick more than one. This doesn't really help me figure this out, so like, hold on, do we need to... Okay, hold on. Do we need to just figure out like the solutions to the previous one? Like that one is 3. That one is... but it's a different grid size, so it won't make sense. We need to pick 4 for that one. We need to pick 4 3s for that one. Yeah, maybe that's not it. We need to pick 15. I guess I'm gonna take a chance though, because I only see one 15 in here. I'm trying to see what else it could possibly be. Start with 6 on that, so maybe there's a 6 in here too. There's only one 6. That's another 3, but there's only one 3 in this, isn't there? Yep. Can't look at these things separately on these tables, can we? Nope. We can't look at anything from these tables actually after we clear them, it looks like. How many 4s are there on this board? There's 1. It's the only 4, isn't it? Yep, there's only 1. And yet... I don't know, this doesn't make like a specific shape, does it, when it's complete? No, it doesn't. Neither does this one, I don't think. It does make a specific shape, but... It's like how many are left over? Could it be that? How many goblets are left over after you win? Because there's... You know, 16 minus 4 is 12 in each case. Of the ones that have 4 as the answer. And here it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5 would be 10. Which there is 1. And in here it would be 4. I guess I'm gonna try that. Hold on, let me try this again. 4, 10, or 2 12s. Yeah, I think that might be it actually, because that would make sense with a clue. Always consider what he's leaving behind, so then, yeah, the number of goblets left behind in each case. 3 would be the only other one, so let's try this. Literally just thought of that.
The duel was at a standstill.
There you go.
Neither competitor could prove they were smarter than the other.
I was afraid of this, friend. Although you started out as a lanky bumbleward, over the years my trials have conditioned your wits to equal mine. No matter, I have a backup plan. This flame enchantment will ensure neither of us can leave until the other has perished. How about instead of wits, we engage in a lethal game of chance?
Grandpa had no choice but to play the game. He was trapped and his kingdom was on the line.
I won this set of goblets from a game of wits with Lord Sarwyn. One of them holds an irreversible eradicating elixir. A powerful magic that will slowly destroy whatever it touches from the inside out. There are no special markings or any way to puzzle out which is the poisoned vessel. If there was, I would have slipped it into the batter of your breakfast years ago. But what fun would that have been? We'll each take turns choosing a goblet to drink from until they're all gone, and the better man wins. You'll drink first.
Grandpa was at a loss. For the first time in his life, the 4 E's of puzzle solving could not inform his decision. There was no logic to puzzle out. No clues or hints. Just a simple choice of life or death.
Really? We know that goes against everything this dude has been preaching the entire game.
Oh, don't mind that. Just a simple trinket. Leave that alone. It's just a decorative prop. Oh, don't mind that.
I don't have anything left. Yeah, we do have a knife. Always knife to meet the Pun King. Never use that knife for anything though. It's just sitting in our inventory forever.
There's no strategy here. Just blind luck. Something you've always excelled at.
Yeah, something tells me that if we just pick, there's gonna be no actual
Take your time.
chance at victory.
No strategy here. Just blind luck. Something you've always excelled at.
Alright, if that's what you say.
That alone, it's just a decorative prop.
This thing looks suspicious, but it doesn't even look like we can do anything with it. Just pick this one then. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, I guess you won. Bested me. Good show, old friend. Guess I'll ingest this and call it a night. But you know I don't play fair. And you've just revealed where the elixir is hiding. You played right into my trap, just like that foolish archer.
It's actually this gelatinous, or is it slow motion?
Yep. Grandpa's life was spared, and our whole family moved to Tanalorr. The end.
No, Gwendolyn.
What?
It couldn't have ended like that. You know, if I chose that cup, it would have destroyed the very castle you are standing in. There is only one solution.
He was out of options. Grandpa looked around at the kingdom he created.
Jesus Christ.
There was only one choice.
What is this 999 shit?
Grandpa knew the eradicating elixir would slowly destroy him from the inside, but Daventry would live on. That day, Manny was outsmarted in a way he never imagined possible. In a way he could not comprehend.
Huh. Nice move. I'll accept that. But let's see if I can help speed up the effects of that potion. You pushed a thinking man to brute force. I hope you're happy.
You've already won. There's no need to torture him.
It was at that moment, while his body was being jerked through the air, that Mordak was reminded of his first encounter with Grandpa.
The one where he ended up dead in the canon. Oh wait, I guess it would have been this one. According to this storyline at least. The one that retcons him. And it's kinda weird, isn't it, when we write a story and have Mordak take the fucking moral high ground.
Something fierce inside Mordak. Manny didn't save him from a life of goblin abuse. Grandpa did. And it was time he repaid the favor.
Leave him be. I won't ask you again.
I guess it's time I held your tongue.
Guess it was that simple.
Danny's enchantments over the castle were broken, and he was never heard from again. Daventry continues to thrive and prosper, thanks to the sacrifices made by King Graham, the greatest grandpa to have ever lived.
Guess it's pretty fitting to have her finish the story, because this did feel like fan fiction made by a prepubescent girl. That freaking character revision. No, he was actually a good guy the whole time.
He heard every word.
Thank you, Gwendolyn. The hat suits you well.
It was beautiful. You kids have always brought so much joy to your grandfather.
All of his children have.
All right, kiddos, it's bedtime. Say goodnight to Grandpa and I'll tuck you in.
Good night, Grandpa. I love you.
I love you too, God. And I am proud of you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I just want to say, you're the best grandpa, and my favorite person in the world. I love you. And I'm so sorry you didn't get your last adventure.
Sweetheart, there is nothing to be sorry about. I now know that all of my adventures will live on forever inside of you. As long as you keep telling my stories, they will never die.
Thanks for sharing them with me, Grandpa. I love you.
I love you too, dear. Go get some rest. Wake me in the morning, and we can make some pancakes.
Grandpa.
Okay, I guess we're moving her. He still has the small knife in her inventory, even though that was from the story. What was the point of that knife? Is he gonna comment on the King's Quest 6 cover art tapestry that she has? It's not. I guess all of these are gonna be the customized or the custom choice ones for the things that we actually did in the game. As I'm seeing, yeah. Seeing the Zelda Williams character there and not any of the other characters. I just ended up choosing her over and over, sometimes by accident. There's Alexander with his jester suit. Very true to life to the old canon. Because I just completely glossed over the King's Quest 4 thing, though. That never happened. No, these are placed in this order specifically, though. Seems kind of not particularly orderly. Not particularly arranged chronologically or thematically or anything like that, just kind of thrown up there, however. And there's that golden arrow gift. Never actually got used, but I guess it did get a callback here, and that was it. It literally served no purpose in the actual episode that it was in. Dandun, blah blah blah, King Graham. Reminder that in the first episode they basically almost said that his name was Graham Cracker, but they didn't even do that, and they never actually made any reference to that again. I was wondering, like, which of these things are gonna have to click on to actually end this, or do we have to look at all of them? I'd have to guess that it would have to be the paper on the bed. It's time to confirm or deny that. Or confirm that.
Sweetheart Gwendolyn, when you read this letter, you'll already know about the crown I have left for you and why. Please don't worry about me. I lived a long, fulfilling life, and I wouldn't change one decision. I've led this kingdom with all the bravery I could muster, and I've seen that same courage in your eyes. But I would never force upon you rules and addenda to protect my legacy. You must make your own decisions. I only share my stories in the hope that they would help you down whichever path you choose for Daventry. Go forth and be Queen Gwendolyn the Brave, or the Patient, or the Dragon Slayer. Just know that I will always be watching over you and kissing your forehead from the stars above.
And with that said, we're back in control, I guess. Can we say stake some money from the money chest? No. It's just forever close to us. Well, there's his hat and the thing, but we didn't acknowledge that before. And neither do we now. Can kind of float if we do this, yeah. A little funny, that animation. That works. So now what do we leave? Apparently we can't look at anything anymore. I guess not. Maybe now we look into the mirror again. Or now the new puzzle now is figuring out. We can't walk into the foreground anymore, can we? Nope. New puzzle now is figuring out what we can even interact with. It's not this. It's not anything from that. I'm going to presume that it's not anything more on the bed. I know, it's just like thinking time. Take a moment to reflect on all the choices you made. Now, here we go. Here's something. Now we're here. You know, at this point it occurs to me that there is one point that kind of remained unresolved all throughout. That was very heavily hinted at early on in the story. Oh. That's the end. I don't think that's the end though, because there's still like a... What do you call it? There's still an epilogue thing that you can pick after this, I think. Unless it's that thing that I just picked, which... I can hope. I'm gonna take a chance and, you know, press a button here and... Yeah, epilogue, there we go. Let's see, yeah, this is something different. It would be a really weird and sudden and not really necessarily fulfilling ending if we just...
Solo trip away from home.
Just ended there.
I was well practiced within the safety of the castle walls. But today, my feather was gonna get its first real notch. Every good adventure seeker knows to be prepared, and I most definitely am.
Okay.
Acorn's legendary adventuring rope. Check.
We're gonna get everything.
Chaka's bow that Grandpa used on many a quest. Check. Who knows what danger lurks out here? Trusty hatchet. Check. Oh.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's it. Alright, Yarble Snoofs. Come out, wherever you are. I need that tracking badge.
Where is here, actually? Is it just 2 steps from the castle in Daventry? Guess we have to assume it must be.
Queen still needs to develop new and important skills. You can always be better. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good.
I don't understand where the first part of that exchange even came from, though.
These must be Yarble Snoof tracks. These prints are all over the castle stables. So, definitely Snoot tracks.
Should we follow to where the snoots are or go the other way? Now, clearly we need to follow the bigger animal tracks.
What would Grandpa do?
That's safe.
I felt as though I was at a loss for what to do. And then I remembered. I was a 4th ranked Wetzel Wolf Scout. I needed to slow down and observe what was around me.
We can't go back now, can we? Oh, yes, we can. Alright. What if we go the opposite way instead? What would we discover in that case? Well. Okay, no comment on that, I guess. Gotta move the camera strategically so we can at least see what's on the other side of that. Now, how about this? Actually, this is more open than I was expecting.
Did I leave these footprints? I don't remember walking here before.
What if I walk directly away from the camera here? Is that the merchant's fucking wagon there? Is he somehow still alive, even though he was already really old the first time that Graham saw him? That would be like the ultimate what the fuck moment. And before the Hobblepots are still alive, but Graham's dead.
Sorry about the trouble, little one.
I mean, canonically, both them and the baker's wife died in the freaking Golden Caves. But they didn't really, because it would be too weird trying to reintegrate that into, or to fully integrate that into the rest of the episodes. Like exclusive branching narratives, so of course it's like, nope, we're just gonna assume that everyone survived in the caves somehow, even though I'm pretty sure from what I've seen it's actually impossible to save everyone. Like, you can save all the humans, but then you gotta leave the goat to die. Okay, I don't really see what I could have possibly done over there. A rope. A hatchet, I didn't see any places to interact with, or I could have used any of those, or either of those things, though. I guess we have to follow this path that we initially were taking. Are those the snoots? Which incidentally I don't think we've ever even seen.
Here, we find
yeah. There's actual models in the game before this point.
30 feet in the air. I feel that's unlikely.
Let's get close. What could possibly go wrong?
Grandma always warned me about the stomping tendencies of snoots, but I'd never seen it in action. I wonder if I could get them to stomp somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, you sure can. Now I guess no brutal child violence here.
For a small animal.
I don't even remember, like, the puzzle that we did less than 30 minutes ago. What food was supposed to be like the food that these things eat?
I don't think so.
Let's take them on with a trusty hatchet, like, we just get a check to... No, I guess it just triggers the same cutscene every time. If you roll a natural 20 for your, I don't know, small melee arms, bladed arms, then clearly you can take down a pack of animals that are twice your size with that. That's how that works, right? I don't know. So I see the friggin' merchant thing in the background, but apparently if I move in this direction, I can't actually move anywhere else. She just kind of runs into the background like it's the Wizard of Oz and she's running into the painting. Which is pretty impressive in a game like this, in a medium like this. To, you know, have something that leaves you with that impression in
I should hide here once I've set
current year.
I don't want to scare off any Yarble snoofs.
Do we need to set a trap here, I guess? Grapes and the rope.
And now we wait and hide.
Are you literally just gonna put those on the ground and not put anything else with them?
Guess that wasn't Yarble snoof food.
Gonna do it like with the still have grapes though. Gonna do it like with the turkeys in Don't Starve.
Perfect spring for my trap.
I'm sure that nobody will ever... Sure, she just did that. Ever...
Round pegs.
Appears sketchy to many animals. This extremely colorful rope. I guess we want to do that.
Come on, it's safe.
You know that actually did make a difference. I can walk around this entire thing, but I guess it doesn't let me interact with anything. So now what? Apparently if I do this, it just doesn't do anything, it just shows her there.
That won't work.
So I guess we need to add something else, but what could we possibly even add to that at that point? Pretty sure I walked all over this place and I haven't found anything. There's no more comment on those strikes, and if we backtrack, I'm pretty sure that we're not gonna find anything anymore, are we? Unless this is gonna be some fuckery like with, you know, the memory affected stuff in the other... in the other puzzles earlier in this. Well, I guess technically not this episode, because this is the epilogue, it's a separate thing. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything more in this spot where we started. Go back over to where these things are. There are other very, very inconspicuous things that I need to interact with in the background that can't actually be told apart from everything else.
I wouldn't have made 4th rank Wetzel Wolf Scout if I couldn't recognize the tracks of a badger.
I guess we didn't look at those tracks before. Technically, there's something different. Like, the only thing we found over here were the grapes, I think. So I guess, yeah, we figured that that's the badger food. I guess we need to capture a badger. How are we gonna do that? Since it apparently, you know, it has enough of
Prints are all over the
a brain. Yeah, you already said that. I have enough of a brain to realize that the very colorful rope is a trap. Can't, like, take another closer look at these things that go underneath the bushes, can we? Well, now we can interact with this. How come we couldn't do this before? Standing right next to the thing and nothing happened. Oh, there we go.
I think these will work.
Now let's continue on this way.
And there's the Yarblesnoof. They're said to be quite elusive, but I'm guessing everyone found them annoying and chose not to bring them to town.
Okay. Some kind of reptilian turkey. By the looks of it. So, can we literally just grab one?
These are nature's adventuring ropes.
Can we do what people do with turkeys and, you know, use your hatchet on them?
They're so obsessed with keeping their heads in the dark.
I wonder. I also do wonder how come we can't actually, like, use items in any of them. Do we need this? Can we use the old, you know, apparently we come here. That literally instantly attracts a badger, and that's that. Good thing we have unlimited grapes, I guess.
Why are they so obsessed with keeping their heads in the dark?
How come we can't go that way? Why is this oddly reminiscent of the weird Dark Forest puzzle thing from King's Quest V? I just keep going back to that game. Okay, I guess we just have to go around to go that way. Which leads to... I wonder. Bunch of woodland animals that don't even flinch when we come close.
Never seen these tracks before. What else is out here?
I don't know, but there's clearly no reason why we shouldn't follow the tracks of animals that are clearly clawed. And I guess the other thing that I can think of with the things we've found so far, maybe it's gonna be some kind of ridiculous thing that failed to trigger, like, you know, those bushes being interactable. But I'm thinking the only thing that makes sense at this point is just rig this. It'll make it perfectly appetizing for anyone. That will hide everything, hide the thing's intention perfectly. I don't even know how you would expect that to work. And apparently automatedly work. Very delayed gravity reaction.
Just hop into my hood and we'll be on our way.
Okay then. It's perfectly reasonable way of transferring a live animal into your clothing. The timing there is something I don't find questionable in the slightest. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna have to... do something with the badger now that we have it. Do we put the badger on the thing? No. We put the rope on the thing. We need a different kind of bait for this. Get me an apple. No, actually, I don't think these turkey creatures, which kind of look like the enemies from Commander Keen, which is something I think I failed to mention, but that popped into my head. Don't think they were featured in that puzzle with, like, what fruit do the animals eat a while ago. Actually, they were absent from that. Is there something in here?
Of course. Sugar shrooms.
I guess this is what we would need. Are they looking for the mushrooms?
Okay. I need to find a way to get those sugar shrooms.
Well, you can't just stick your hand in there. Can you send the badger to get them? Apparently there's no item interaction that will help there, which leaves me questioning. Now what? Do I take the badger to where the bigger animals were? Awful lot of running back and forth here. If I go back to episode 1, I guess you might say. Like, I think she said she wanted these things to move somewhere else, so do we accomplish that through a badger? Losing a badger here? Don't really know how that will help. I guess this happens, so... it's like the elephant and the mice trope. Somehow. I don't understand how you, the player, are supposed to figure that on your own, but okay.
I don't know why Snoop's like this so much.
Do humans not eat bananas in this universe? Also, can we go this way now that it's cleared up? I guess we... oh, it's a shortcut. Okay, good. Do they like bananas? Or is the snoot gonna come? Okay. They're instantly attracted to food they like, no matter where it is or where they are. Just instantly have a presence. Good thing, I'm pretty sure we also have a... well, we don't have unlimited grapes now after we killed the badger, but now that we need to do something else with the bananas, I guess we... what? Okay, this wasn't broken before, I don't think. Isn't this where the sugar shrooms were? Can we look at the fallen logs? I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I need to find a way to get those sugar shrooms.
It's gonna be... like, potentially be even easier if you just fucking reach your hand in there, but because it would make too much sense, so instead... okay, I don't know what we're doing. Guess we're gonna be combining this with the fruit like last time, though. This is very moon logic-y, I suppose. You know, this is very King's Questy at times, but... somehow I don't have a really good time believing that that's intentional. Like old King's Questy, I mean. Okay. Obviously. So, do these things eat the banana peel whole? Because I guess they do. I guess I have a hard time believing that they could easily peel the banana with their non-opposable and apparently not very versatile limbs. Limbs and digits. So is this what we need for to still have the rope? No, the rope is gone now. I guess we saw the thing take what was left of the rope with it, so... This is the thing that the turkeys want. I noticed that we still have the bananas. Oh. There's something wild that's going over to this room. I don't really understand what that would be. The items, if we do this, we just get a different thing? Yeah. Apparently we can't move at all during that, so... Look at the stump. We like put this down and then while this thing is moving we put a banana down too? No, that's not it. We take this, I guess. Oh, it's on the way. Yeah, it was we examined this a while ago and I couldn't actually do anything with them because that thing was next to them. Yeah, that makes sense.
This should give me the length I need.
For what? I guess now that we lost one rope, we're gonna replace that with another one with this instead. Alright.
Round peg, square hole.
Really? This is exactly what you did twice already. I don't understand what your hang-up is this time. Do we put it in the shape? Thinking that maybe I could do it with do something with this like loop thing that the turkey goes through, but it's not interactable. Finds aka Nature's Adventuring Rope. God. They used it at a different stump that's in a different location, even though this is where all the turkeys are. Like over here. Or do we like take it outside?
I don't...
By which I mean, we can go back to the place where we caught the badger and set it down there. Yes, that's the only place where we've actually caught an animal so far, so I guess I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I guess this is what we need to do. Notice that the leaves are still conveniently here, even though... Oh well. These are perfectly reusable
Now we wait and hide.
from the last thing we caught.
Got you. Now, just hop into my hood and we'll be on our way.
What?
What are you doing in there? I can help. You got yourself into this mess, not me. I was just catching Yarblesnoofs. Yeah, I'll get you down. I'll just shoot you down instead of using my hatchet.
It's literally gonna be fucking... Graham and... Oh, okay. Jesus. How are the turkey things able to do that? To have a stampede. Gotta be Graham and a Chaka, except different.
Wait. Dragon?
Oh, okay. I guess the danger wasn't the turkeys.
Chaka. You know a Chaka? A Chaka. Yeah, it's a Chaka's. He was a friend of the family.
Shrieky Morta Chaka. Taskia Morta Shrieky.
Shrieky Morta Chaka.
Watch out!
Did we fail? Oh no, I guess he's still there. Or she, I don't know.
Wait! It's just a Shrekky. Dragons are great.
Oh, I think it was saying dragon killed a Chaka, and so the other guy was gonna kill the dragon. Is it literally? Yeah, it's literally a friggin' parallel situation where...
Fancy cakes.
Yeah. One of them is Graham's granddaughter and the other is Chaka's grandchild somehow.
Shaggy! Stalama!
Is that also the dragon's grandchild? Oh boy. Really know that I am not in control here. That is a much smaller dragon than the... Christ, than the other dragon. So one of the things I was gonna say were weird about this. Oh shit. Now I am in control. Because the dragon is pretty much foreshadowed in the first couple of episodes that maybe there was gonna be some kind of grand confrontation, like even in the penultimate episode or the third. I think it was the third, that there was going to be some kind of grand confrontation between Graham and the dragon, but that never happened. Okay. I'm literally just running around in circles, and I've, okay. I guess we're gonna have to do something with that whenever we come around there again. It's not just a loop. Nope. Oh, we need to put that there. Maybe one of the big snoot creatures will interrupt this. But yeah, the big dragon just vanished into nothing, I guess, in the end. That was gonna be the equivalent of the dragon that's randomly got the whole kingdom fucked up in like the end of King's Quest 3, but guess that didn't happen. I mean, we can leave now, right? Because the log's not there anymore. Vacuum Benny Hill theme. Don't know why she couldn't just step over the log before, but... now what?
I don't think so.
Jeez, I want to go back in there. I calmly step over here and then relinquish control back to me. What? Do I cut down the tree? Okay, I don't know what this is going to accomplish. What we're aiming to do with this, but let's just cut them off. But, you know, unlike us, they know how to jump over the log. Let's see.
Buta? Oh, right, shoot! Oh, yeah. Okay. I can do this.
Did we
I can do this.
determine that that's what Buta meant?
You got this. Come on.
Okay. Gonna mash the button.
There. Keep going.
Need to line it up, or... Oh. I thought we were gonna have to line it up with something in the background, though. Notice we still have that game over screen, even though... Yeah, it's not lined up with that thing in the background, even though I did catch sight of it, so I guess we just have to hit the rope at all.
That was amazing. We just defeated a twirling, whirling gaggle of Yarvelsnoos and the most menacing dragon I have ever seen. Well, it was the first dragon I've ever seen, but we did it! I can't believe I had to use a Chaka's bow. Are we the dueling archers now? I don't want to duel you, I just think you're much better than me. But we can be super friendly archers. I didn't think I could make the shot. I've never been able to make the shot, but you believed, and then I did. And then you threw the rope, and then did it! This is the best adventure ever, and I'm still gonna get my Wetzel Wolf Scout patch. And now I have a new best friend, and this is the best! Oh, sorry. I get a bit excited when it comes to adventure.
Right.
Afanata. I'm Queen Gwendolyn, granddaughter of King Graham the Brave.
We never saw Chaka's face, though.
Taskia. Achaka. Grand. Oh, Achaka was your grandfather. Well, my grandfather gave this to me. But without Achaka, I wouldn't be here. It belongs to you. Really? Afanata. I hope we adventure again soon, Taskia. Maybe with less Shrekkies. Shrekky! No, it's fine. I don't think it meant to cause any harm. It's not even the same dragon. See? It's just hungry.
You're gonna see that it's randomly the descendant of the dragon that was in the caves, or what?
A pet dragon.
They're gonna be the, the straw that breaks the camel's back as far as plausibility, because I think that line's been crossed, but guess that's the actual ending. Alright. That was King's Quest 2015, I guess. Which, I don't know, I would say left me with manifold impressions. Multi-layered impressions, if you will. Because I do like the structure of the puzzles for the most part. And just the general adventure game stuff. I am a fan of that. I do like how they did that. Like the Moon Logic-y stuff. I guess you could just hand-wave all the Moon Logic stuff as saying, you know, it feels like the old King's Quest games, which were much more about it in that regard, but I'm seeing some names in that big bunch of names that I don't know how I feel about, but of course this only has the voice actors of the two little girls, so I get to see the voice actors of the rest of the people in the series here. Oh well, but yeah, I don't know. I do like the puzzles, especially like the more brain teaser oriented ones towards the end, even though I think they might have overdone it in a couple of cases, but I guess I generally, as far as the flow of gameplay, I do approve. But what does seem weird to me is like the whole approach of let's do King's Quest reboot thingy, where we basically do fanfic retellings of like the parts of the old series that you didn't see. And change stuff, like, I don't know, pretty much about everything. When it comes to fiction and reboots and junk and stuff that's basically additions to a series that aren't being made by the original creators. I'm very contemptuous towards revisionism. Like, I'm not completely against change, but if you change the meaning of something, that's what I have a problem with. And I don't know, like, I feel they did Graham well. They did a weird Balinese split that they did was pretty okay. They did Manannan well, even if It was kind of strange, like, interweaving him so much with the backstory of Graham, even though he basically had no interaction with Graham in the old series, except for King's Quest V, very briefly, like I said. Something that does seem really weird to me is how they said, hey, Mordek is a good guy now. You know, he was like the villain of... I was like the Graham nemesis in King's Quest V. One guy that was like an actual... You know, this guy's the worst figure to Graham is now a good guy, somehow. And he needs a different, more sympathetic backstory too, because of course, I mean, sometimes you need to just need... It's okay to have a villain that's just a villain. Especially if it's like fairly basic storytelling, like, you know, inspired by fairy tales, which is the whole thing that the original series spawned from. And, you know, of course, there's also the whole thing where we're doing like pass the torch thing at the end, because Graham's dead now. I guess in this continuity it just shows like the end of Graham. I don't know how else to enunciate that or articulate that. That's what I actually was trying to say, but and, you know, I don't want to dwell on it too much, but they do kind of ham-fistedly make it a thing where, hey, the hands of the future is now in the hands of the children, but specifically the granddaughters. Like, one of my favorite game series ends with a female successor, that's the Thief series, and that's the ending of the series. No games were ever made after that, and I don't care what to say. And like, that was handled pretty matter-of-factly, which I'm perfectly okay with, and I'm not opposed against it in principle. It just feels a little bit, and I'm not opposed against it here either. It's just, I cannot dwell on it just long enough that it ends up feeling a little ham-fisted. And, you know, they had the thing where they criticize Graham trying to make adjustments to his own story, and like, they basically use that as a vehicle to criticize tropes of revisionism when it's basically what they're doing. So that's a little strange that they chose to present the story like that. Have these lapses, like the lapses in Graham's memory ends up being symbolic of lapses in the writer's self-awareness, which seems a little bit ironic to me, but, you know, I'm not gonna be make a big deal out of that, because it really doesn't serve to have that be. But yeah, I'm gonna make note of it. But yeah, overall the story a little strange. I don't know how to... I don't really have any specific expectations, but again, if you compare it to the plots of the old King's Quest games, which are pretty basic, I don't know if I would say that they were the high point of any of those games. They were just like a vehicle to do all the weird puzzles. I would say it does its job, it's decent, it's good enough, it's memorable. It's actually worthy of a compliment, I think I would say. I'll say that much. It leaves a positive impression, and so does the gameplay, so overall I did enjoy this experience, I will say that much. And yes, we did see that thing at the end. Hold on. Didn't we get a thing for the end of the 5th chapter? No, we didn't. We only get these things for the ends of chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because I guess they represent choices that you make in those chapters. I remember when we left everyone to die except for that one character. That was something. But yeah, overall a pretty good experience, like as a standalone or for fans of the old series. Ooh. Want to see a return to that, I guess. Even if it's not, how do I say this? I always have trouble articulating when I make slightly iffy points. Even if it's not, you know, a one-one approach. It's like something that always comes to mind when I talk about stuff like this. You know, that when it's like it's supposed to be a reboot, but the people in charge of the reboot or the change to a different medium or whatever. Because, like, I feel like, for example, the Netflix Castlevania series suffers from the same thing. But what comes to mind, and which is the first thing that came to mind, is like the Beowulf movie that Neil Gaiman made, where it says it's called Beowulf, but when you watch it, and if you're familiar with the poem, you realize that it's actually... it's basically Neil Gaiman saying, hey, you thought the Beowulf story was true? Nope, I'm gonna tell you the true story. Fuck your preconceptions, fuck what the original story said. This is my take on it, and you're gonna experience it from my point of view. I, the writer. Okay, I'm playing it up to be a negative thing, but it really isn't necessarily. It's something that I think I can do without for the most part, but... like I said, not necessarily a bad thing. I'm sure there are people out there that really enjoy that way better than I do. I just like to prefer to stick to fidelity when it comes to adaptations and reboots and junk. So I am, you know, a little bit biased in that sense, but not so much so that I'm gonna dismiss it completely and say, you know, this fucking sucks, because it doesn't. You know, it's good overall. I would say I recommend if, I guess you're a fan of adventure games. But I do have my hangs up a bit, and that's basically me reviewing most, like 99% of modern media, except for very specific reboots or like takes on stuff that are linked to one very specific Scottish writer who will not be named and who basically turns everything he touches into shit. But that's a story for another day. Actually, that was a story for another day that was already told many times, I'm sure, by people who know me, so... I've been live for about 3 hours, I think. Yeah, 3 hours and a half. You know, only about 3 hours. What a fucking low energy stream, right? Hahaha. Only streams for 3 hours, am I right? But anyway.